Hey there, guys and gals, and hello, my friends. This is your host, Joe, Life with Yosef. It's the 11th of May and 2025. This is the Fort Katy Road off ramp. It takes you to the beginning of Mrs. Orcutt's driveway. And I was going to do my opening here, and I couldn't figure it out. Now I'm looking at the film. The sign is gone. God almighty, dude, you're right on top of things. I do another formal opening in Ludlow, but I wanted to also add in here. You see an old ACSC map of where the road kind of sort of was. There have been a number of versions of the National Old Trails Road and the Mother Road, depending. So we'll skip up here to the Ludlow hand film, and you'll see it now. Hey there, guys and gals, and hello, my friends. This is your host, Joe, Life with Yosef. This is going to be Dish Extravaganza 25, number 3. And our opening shot is at where the road's closed. There's an old bridge out right here. I'm on the old Mother Road just west of Ludlow, which is in San Bernardino County, California. I'm going to pop back in here in a second and talk about Ludlow. And we'll talk about some of our day. But here is the historic part of Ludlow, which I'll pop up to here in just a sec. There's my boy. God love him. Freya, show him favor on the hunt now and in the afterlife. He's such a good pup. I held over an extra day in Barstow. I was supposed to leave yesterday, and I was so slow. I thought, I'm in no hurry. So I learned something yesterday in that some of the Motel 6s, in fact, it was all of them to my understanding, but I learned something yesterday. You could cancel up to 6 o'clock p.m. of the night you're checking in. It's not like that anymore, and certainly not at all of them. Now, I got my one in Blythe canceled fine when I called the 800 number, but in the long story short, I had to call the property in 29 Palms, and the gal had to give me the news that, no, dude, for us, it's 4 o'clock on the day before check-in, and they've already got my $86, and they're not going to refund it because I didn't meet the standards for a full refund on the cancellation. So I had the email up, and I looked at the fine print, and the devil's always in the details, and she was exactly right, and this is on me. So I thought, and now just for a sec, I thought, hey, let me ask her. And I said, well, how about if I move my arrival day, and I made the call yesterday, so from Friday today to Saturday tomorrow? Is that possible without penalty? Click, 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 click. Yeah, sure, we could do that. No problem. We'll see you tomorrow. So I'm on my way to 29 Palms after all. Now, Blythe. If I said Barstow before, I was in Barstow, but I'm heading to Blythe like in 2 days. I'll decide that probably tonight or tomorrow, but I want to do this because I want to stop here in Ludlow. I'm going to run some film. I want to stop in Amboy and run some film and do a story time. And then I want to go down Amboy Road, which I've never been on, and take it to 29 Palms, which I've only, I think I've ridden through once, and there's a couple of things kind of sort of out that way. So my plans right now, I may stay 2 days in 29 Palms. It turns out that the road to Giant Rock, right now it's closed, and I can't find a firm answer as to why it's closed or how long it's closed for, but it looks like it's closed on both sides. And I also saw a clip of how there's more rock formations than giant rock in this neck of the woods. I think it's the Mojave National Reserve or something like that. So I think I may do a little bit more research on these rocks and where else to go right around Giant Rock and make more of an excursion of it. I need to do a little bit more prep work. That set aside, I want to go to Desert Center and Eagle Mountain, and then I'll take it from there. So at least today, I know what I'm doing. You'll probably notice that on this excursion, I'm going back to the full-brimmed hat. It's summer. I need the full brim, and with the Ebbetsfield flannels basically going out of business, as any of us knew them in the past, I am not going to be able to replace the Oakland Oaks hat that I'm wearing, or have worn. So this hat here is going to be my summer hat, and then we'll see. One thing I'm disappointed about the locomotive is that the stereo is not nearly loud enough. Now, I grant that I've got tinnitus and I've listened to a lot of loud music and motorcycles and working on a loading dock, and I didn't take care of my hearing as I should have. So you younglings, you need to take care of your hearing and your teeth. That said, I've tried headphones, I've tried earbuds. Now, in Arizona, you could drive with headphones on, but in California, you're not allowed to. And I've gotten a ticket for this 40 years ago. And so I was wearing the full headphones, and then I was just listening to the music, and then I changed cars. And I've had the locomotive now for a year and a half, almost 2 years now. And there's the train. You know it's going to come. So I've tried a bunch of things. I tried the single piece bone type earbuds. And I have a size 8 1/4 head, and they don't work for me. So I've gone to these. You see them. They're independent, and they slide over the ear, and they don't really go in or they cover necessarily the ear canal. And I'm going to be fairly confident that I'm going to be able to fight a ticket if I ever get this, certainly in California, because I need to look this up, I guess. But I'm out here, and hell, I'll figure it out. So I'm trying these, and I like them around the house. I like them in the room because I'm not bothering everyone else. And, I read about your ear sweats and ear fatigue, and, I started to think, that might be the real deal. So I'm going to try these. They're from Soundcore, and I've had some of their other products, and I like them. So far, so good, except for one thing I especially don't like about it is that when you go to turn them on or to pair them up or repair them or, make them pair, sometimes both sides won't pair. And then you got to take them off, close it up, wait a second. It's 3 or 4 minutes of bullshit that really shouldn't be happening. Now, is this a possible Joe operator error? Of course it is. It might be. I can't discount that, but it really ought to be easier. I finally found a pair of Fat Boy seersucker shorts. Now, you've seen me wear denim shorts, and I like them. I've got 4, 5, 6 a pair of them. First from Diamond Gusset, and I lost some in the fire, and now I got some from American something or other. I think they're related, and they also have the Gusset. I like the Gusset, but these don't have the Gusset, and they were like $90, $80, $90 a pair. I bought 4 pair. And I definitely like them in the heat right here. It's already over 90, low 90s. It's going to be 100 today. And when you wear denim out here, you get swamp butt sometimes. And I'm not thrilled about that. The seersucker definitely helps to keep you cool. I've had seersucker shirts. I gave them away when we moved to Coos Bay. I never thought I'd need them again. Well, it turns out here you go. So I'm wearing these really light print shirts. You see I'm wearing Daria today. And I've gone with the seersucker shorts, and they're not cheap, but nothing that says fat boy. As soon as you get more than one X or throw in a T, then you know you're going to be ka-ching. So I like them. There you go. So we're going to go into town right now, and I'm going to run a little film, and we'll see what's next. Our first stop of the day in Ludlow proper finds us at the ever crumbling Murphy building. And this, I don't have enough of the info right in front of me, but I'm gonna overdub some of this. But this original business, to my recollection, as I walk around the side, you could see it's definitely seen better days. I've seen it in better days. I've seen it with the front still in one piece, and with the Murphy brothers sign, in the stone. It's not here anymore. But the original business before the Murphy brothers, to my recollection, was, hold on, was started by a guy named John Denaire. Where does that name ring a bell? John Denaire was a bigwig for the Santa Fe Railroad back in the day. And the town of Denaire in Stanislaus County, for those of you who've been watching me for a while, you know, I used to live there, me, and then me and the dish. So, before life definitely went sideways, and well, here I am at the new hideout in the Promised Land. I keep the truck running so I keep the air on. Well, the Ludlow Cafe looks open, and I've never eaten here, so probably another day is going to be one of my stops. Now, the Ludlow Motel is allegedly it's open, and I think if I read it right, you have to go to the Chevron here to get the room key. And I've read various levels of unhappiness with some of the people down here. Now, the Chevron station, I read this in the Los Angeles Times years ago, and it still holds, as I asked in February on my way home. They do not sell beer here. They've never sold, or they haven't forever, sold beer here. And the reason is that the owner and the owners, they could sell a railroad car of beer out of here in a week, but they don't want to feel ethically responsible for the drunk driving carnage that's bound to follow. And I admire people who don't make as much money as they could because they chose to uphold their ethics instead of just thinking, I'm going to grind every dollar out of my business. So I admire that. Now, the way we're going to go is a National Trails highway. To the left is Ludlow Road, where I took the opening, God damn, dude, you got to get your glasses straight. Where I took the opening shot. I've seen the National Trail Highway referred to old National Trails Road, etc., but This is the precursor to part of the Mother Road. To me, it is the Mother Road. And we're standing on the Mother Road right now, and we're going to press on down the Mother Road, maybe one or two quick stops more here in Ludlow, and we'll press on to our next stop, and we'll see what's next. I'm still in Ludlow, and I'm filming the garage and the gas station that used to be here. I'm going to see if I have the pictures of when these buildings were all up and at 'em. God love the locomotive. What a good truck. There are a couple of things I'm not happy with it about, but I'd buy it again. Nothing like a V8. Nothing like a V8 when you romp on the throttle. So here's our 360 of the east end of Ludlow. You see the Murphy building way in the background there. And we're just about done here. So if there's anything else I need to add about Ludlow, I'll add on some road footage, and if not, then we'll see what's next. Well, what's next is going to be a natural break in the footage, so this will be the end of Dish Extravaganza 25, number 3A, and stay tuned on the next vlog for the continuation, which will be 3B. So go ahead and watch it.